Good evening. It's Friday the 12th of July 2024 and these are the headlines in the world of F1. Max Verstappen reveals his long-term health issues following his Silverstone 2021 crash. David Coulthard says Carlos Sainz should consider staying as a Ferrari reserve driver for 2 years. That and more on tonight's bulletin. The final Red Bull creation of the Formula One design legend Adrian Newey was unveiled at the Goodwood Festival of Speed on Friday afternoon. The Brit has been working on the RB17 hypercar project under Red Bull's Advanced Technologies division and has revealed some major differences since its announcement in 2022. The car was initially planned to be powered by an F1-inspired V8 turbo power unit, but now has a 4.5-litre V10 engine which will create a louder and better sound reminiscent of the old high-revving V10s. The car was initially planned to be powered by an F1-inspired V8 turbo power unit, but now has a 4.5-litre V10 engine which will create a better sound reminiscent of the old high-revving F1 V10s. Newey wanted the RB17 to have a power unit that weighed under 150 kilos that is still capable of developing over 1,000 horsepower. The V8 engine would have accomplished that, but he said it wouldn't sound as good as if it were naturally aspirated. The RB17 has only recently entered its production phase, with its suspension elements currently being manufactured before the chassis, gearbox and engine follow. The car on show at Goodwood wasn't ready to run, but the finished product will be track tested soon with slight visual alterations and a slightly smaller body. Newey hopes the RB17 will one day be able to compete in the World Endurance Championship and Le Mans, but said it would require a substantial redesign, particularly of the aerodynamics and engine. Only 50 RB17s will be built, which Newey is committed to completing before leaving Red Bull in March 2025. Red Bull's Max Verstappen has called on his team to deliver more car upgrades and fast after increasing pressure from rival teams. Verstappen has won the last 3 Drivers' Championships, with 2022 and 2023 being done in dominant fashion as never seen before in F1. The Dutchman beat Carlos Sainz, Red Bull's closest challenger, by 25 seconds in the season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix, but has arguably not had the best car over the past few races. Both Ferrari drivers, both Mercedes drivers and Lando Norris have all claimed a win this season, with his teammate Sergio Perez's struggles opening the door for a Constructors' title battle by the end of the year. In 2021, F1 introduced a sliding scale regulation alongside a budget cap to close the competitiveness of the F1 grid. This means that a team in last place in the standings are given 45% more testing time than that of the championship leaders. Each of the 10 teams are separated by 5% increments. Verstappen suggested that the rules are having an impact on the team's progress, although they weren't able to show off the full effects of their British Grand Prix floor upgrade in qualifying due to floor damage sustained when he went into the gravel at Copse. Red Bull team boss Christian Horner has long said that his team would begin to be affected by the law of diminishing returns, considering the far superior car they enjoyed at the start of this regulation cycle. Verstappen expressed confidence, however, that the people back in the factory are pushing flat out to bring new parts to the car. Max Verstappen has revealed that he's been suffering from serious long-term effects after his 2021 British Grand Prix crash with Lewis Hamilton. The Dutchman was exposed to an impact of more than 51 times the force of gravity when he careered into the tyre barrier following contact with Hamilton. Verstappen says he's been struggling with his vision since the impact, particularly on undulating circuits or others with many advertising boards on the side of the track. He described severe blurring effects as if he were driving a speedboat at 300 kilometers per hour. He said he suffered the most at the 2021 US Grand Prix in Kota, when the severity of the issue led him to consider retiring from the race. It was an important win on his way to winning the World Championship that year, as he overcame a late charge from Lewis Hamilton to claim the victory. There are rumours of severe unrest at the top of Audi's Formula One programme, with Chief Representative Oliver Hoffmann and Sauber Group CEO Andreas Seidel reportedly trying to get rid of each other. The team so far hasn't been able to convince Ferrari's Carlos Sainz to sign the dotted line for 2025. That, along with being the only team this year to have 0 points on the board, has increased tensions within the squad. The team is left with no good alternative to partner Nico Hülkenberg next year, as Sainz is likely to sign with Alpine if they get Mercedes engines in 2026, which opens the door for Valtteri Bottas to go to Williams and Esteban Ocon to choose Haas over Sauber. That is why Seidel is trying to secure the services of F1 rookie Liam Lawson, but his future is in the hands of Red Bull and is likely to be retained as Yuki Tsunoda's teammate at RB. Hoffman is reportedly planning to sack Seidel and replace him with Aston Martin team principal Mike Krack, who would become Audi's F1 team principal, with the German taking Seidel's role as group CEO while remaining as Audi's chief representative. At the same time, though, Seidel is reportedly putting pressure on the board of directors to sack Hoffman to get all his powers as chief representative and also appoint Mike Krack as team principal. On top of this, Hoffman appears to be under pressure from higher-placed Audi managers as chief executive Gernot Dollner is looking to fire him, blaming him for the stalled development of their road car projects. With so much instability at Audi, no wonder Carlos Sainz has been hesitant to sign a deal. More on Carlos Sainz. 13-time Grand Prix winner David Coulthard has given his 2 cents about the Sainz contract dilemma, saying the Spaniard should consider staying at Ferrari as a reserve driver for 2 years, predicting that Lewis Hamilton will call it a day before the end of his 3-year tenure at the Scuderia. Sainz has offers from Alpine, Williams and Audi, but the Scotsman believes developing the car for 2 years alongside Lewis and Charles Leclerc would put him in a better position for a world championship than if he were to go to another team. Although the suggestion may sound good on paper, it's extremely unlikely to see Sainz taking this route, as 2 years out of a racing drive can have extremely negative effects on one's performance when they return. Staying in a racing outfit in F1 will be Sainz's preferred course of action, and although a return to the Scuderia shouldn't be ruled out, by that time, team principal Fred Vasseur will probably lean towards signing young talent Oliver Behrman if he delivers on the early hype. Thanks very much for tuning into today's bulletin. Please like, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comment section below.